people think of pedagogy and how you develop educational ideas and teach to be somewhat separate from like spirituality and things that kind of are more intangible, like unity.
Correct.
How do you look at that? So,
in my mind, that's one of the challenges that we face in the educational system is very fragmented. It's very disconnected. So we go into this room for 45 minutes and we learn about math. And that has no relationship to what we learned in the next room about English, or over here we learn about science. And there's no overarching unifying principle that ties it all together. And so kids don't tie it together in their minds. If we realize the oneness, not just of human beings, not just of all people, but our entire planet and the entire universe, and how interconnected we are and how interdependent, then we look at ourselves differently and our neighbors differently and what we're learning differently. We have a larger framework so that we can plug everything in. I come from Jewish ancestry, and my grandparents were refugees to this country from Eastern Europe, escaping the pogroms, and their families all died in Nazi death camps. We had learned doctors, educated engineers who put together this machinery for death. So really, if we don't have that underlying moral foundation and the recognition that we are one family and we need to treat each other like one family, then what good is education? What are we using it for? So that's one element of it.
Solid.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me, but I think that universally, so there seems to be a disconnect in the way that people choose to apply education, and even the way people believe. There seems to be kind of a disconnect in the idea of, oh, well, if you start to infuse spiritual ideas into educational pedagogy, then, this is the same debate as prayer in the classroom, and, we get into this, like, concerns about disunity, because are we going to, have all the religions represented, and, and how, and there becomes to be a lot of paranoia around that, but I feel like that's somewhat not necessary, but in some ways I would ask you how. Is that not worrisome?
Well, I mean, it could be worrisome if we become fanatic and start preaching and insisting on our own particular interpretation of things. There is another Baha'i principle, and that's the principle of consultation, where we have many different ideas that are like sparks, and all of those sparks come together and can produce light. Sometimes those sparks might clash. As long as the people don't clash, we can bring those different opinions. The analogy I like to use is a cookie. Is that all right?
I like cookies.
And my husband really likes chocolate chips. So with a chocolate chip cookie, you have, if you're baking it, you have chocolate chips and you have flour and sugar and butter and maybe a few other things that you throw in. If those elements are unified, those diverse elements are unified, then you have a chocolate chip cookie. But if you just take one of those, let's say sugar, you can't make a cookie out of that. Or just chocolate bits, which would make my husband happy, but you still don't have a cookie. Or in the way a human body works, you have different organs, you have a heart, and you have a brain and ears and eyes and a nose and so forth. And all of those parts are different. If they're not unified, then you have your left fist working against your right fist, or your heart refusing to beat because it's on strike that day, or your brain turning off, or whatever it is. The entire organism is not healthy. Even if you have a little eyelash in one eye, that's enough to disrupt the entire human body. And in my way of understanding, the human race is like a human body. And right now, if we look around the world, we see all of the different elements fighting. Our diversity has become a source of disunity and division. And if we can bring those different elements together, the entire body, the entire human race will be better off. And I feel that that's one role that our educational system can play.